Hey guys, it's your boy Matchos HD here, and I'm returning with my second episode of Matchos MCFC News. This is my series which will be coming out every single Wednesday, so be sure to subscribe to see weekly content about the MCFC world and the global updates about MCFC really. So here we go guys, I'm going to get onto just a few random bits and bobs about Manchester City. Okay, so I'd just like to congratulate Sergio Aguero on getting Player of the Month for November. He scored 3 goals and got 2 assists in that time. Thoroughly deserved. One contender on my mind was David De Gea, but Aguero ended up getting it. I mean, he's in the form of his life then, so thoroughly deserved. Another bit of sour news is that Yaya Toure, he hit another girl in the face in the Leicester game with a stray shot. He has a bit of a habit for that now. She required medical attention, but she's all right now. Levski Sofia coach has informed Manchester City that Bozidar Kraev, that's his name, is coming to MCFC. He's been invited by MCFC for a trial at the club for 1 week. Apparently he's one of the best young players in the world, so that'll be interesting to see. Good news for football fans globally, or primarily in UK we can say. Televised Friday matches will be coming to our screens in UK, so we can watch them on Friday evenings whilst we're putting our feet up, eating our dinner, tea, whatever you want to call it. So that'll be good. Friday night games, you can't go wrong. So let's move on to the contract situations. We've got a few English players we want to talk about. We've got James Milner and Joe Hart and Frank Lampard. So they're all English. Let's start with James Milner. Jimmy Millie, James Milner. He was really close to signing a new contract, but unfortunately, just don't expect the worst news, guys. The Daily Mail have reported, Daily Mail is shit, but they reported that he's reluctant to sign it because he's afraid of not getting first team football ahead of David Silva and Simon Nasri. I'm going to claim bullshit on this one because James Milner is the sort of character who knows he's not going to start every game because you've got David Silva, one of the best playmakers in the world, and Nasri, who's also very good, ahead of him. But I think he will sign a new contract eventually. He'll be promised first team football and he'll get that. He'll start games as well as Silva and Nasri, but he knows he won't start them all because David Silva needs to get a few games and so does Nasri. Joe Hart, he's almost done. As far as he knows, he's pretty much signed the contract. There's also a few quotes saying that he loves life in Manchester, why would he want to leave, etc. Everything's brilliant. So that's all good news for us MCFC fans because he'll be staying with us and that's an established goalkeeper for the next few years. Frank Lampard, everyone wants to know about this boy. Such a key player for Manchester City. Even Manuel Pellegrini's labelled him as a vital player of the team. What I'm going to say is I do hope he stays with us for a few more months at least because the amount of times he's saved us with his goals. I mean, you've got Chelsea, you've got a few teams, I think Leicester, just absolute vital. He's good for fantasy football as well because he's quite cheap and he keeps getting me goals. So yeah, Pellegrini wants him to stay. Lampard actually wants to stay himself, so that'd be brilliant for us. Okay, we're going to move on to the transfer rumours going outwards. There's not many. There's two new snippets, so to say. The first one is 20-year-old Albert Rusnak. He's been at the Man City for a long time. He's been with us since he's a very young age, basically. But he's leaving next month. He's going to move into Groningen, which is the rivals of Cambuur, which he joined on loan for 3.5 years, and should be a good career move for him because I don't think he's going to be getting first team football at Manchester City. The second piece of outwards news is John Guidetti. He was meant to be dubbed the next Zlatan, or he's meant to be the future MCFC striker of the century, so to say. But that wasn't the case, and he's unfortunately moving to Celtic for only a mere £3 million. That move will be quite soon, I'd imagine, probably in January or summer. But it's quite annoying because we need a striker, and we're just about to sell one. The logic in that. Speaking of strikers, we're going to move on to inwards news now. Man City are looking into importing a new striker to replace Dzeko, Aguero and Jovetic, who are all injured unfortunately. Pozo is not quite cutting it, he's not a natural striker. So there are a few options. We could be looking at Berahino for West Brom. He's quite inexperienced, but he is experienced for his age, if that makes sense. I don't think he's Manchester City quality just yet. There is another striker, Pape Cisse for Newcastle. He scores a few goals, but I don't think he's moulded to our play. You've got Wilfred Boney. I think that'll be a brilliant asset to our team. He's the top goal scorer in 2014 in the Premier League, ahead of Aguero and Dzeko and Rooney, etc. And there is one more striker. Oh yeah, Christian Benteke. Apparently he's on our radar. I don't think I wouldn't. He's built like Dzeko. I'd say he's quite tall. He's built like a brick shit house, but he's not quite clinical enough for my liking. He's not got the edge of Manchester City style play. Another news rumour going around, let's call it, transfer rumour, Marco Reus. Apparently we have abandoned our chase of the Dortmund striker / winger because apparently he wants to move to Real Madrid. Can you imagine giving up on a player just because you think he's moving to Real Madrid or he wants to move to Real Madrid? The logic, that's what happens with Hazard. We just gave up because we thought he was going to Real Madrid. We have a habit for doing that, and we just have a habit for letting the talent slip out of our hands when we're in full control almost. Any more news outlets going outwards? No. So let's move on to the Champions League. We are playing FC Barcelona yet again in the same round. Our group and knockout stage teams have been exactly the same for 2 years in a row, apart from Roma replacing Pilsen. It's getting quite annoying now. It's very boring to be coming up against the same teams, but I'm just so thankful we weren't playing against Real Madrid or FC Bayern again. Bayern Munich just repetitive, even though they have a good record against them. 1-3 out of 5 in the last few years against them. Barcelona, I feel we can do them over. We can, if we have a fully firing squad, we can actually beat them. I think, even though their attack is almighty, their defence is pretty shaky at times. So I think we could take them on. The first game's at the 24th of February at the Etihad, and the return leg is at the Camp Nou on the 18th of March. So there's the dates if you guys wanted to know. There you go. Moving on to Manchester City under-19s versus Schalke under-19s in the Champions League, UEFA Youth League, etc. That's the matchup. The winner of that will go on to face Roma or Ajax, depending on who wins, and they'll face them in the quarter-finals. So it should be good. We've won every single game in the UEFA Youth League in the group stage. Schalke were the highest second-placed team in the group stage, joint 15 points with Chelsea, so it should be a really good matchup. I'm looking forward to that. I've seen Schalke play 1 or 2 times, and I've watched the majority of the MCFC games, so I do know what I'm talking about. I'm not bullshitting here. It will be a really good game. But Schalke, they seem to be top level 1 game and total strangers 1 game. It's really weird. So we're going to go on to the injury updates. There's a few injury updates, as you know. No strikers. Dzeko's out for more than 2 weeks. No idea when. Company has a hamstring injury. He's out for just under 2 weeks. Aguero is expected to return at the start of January, and the Stasic will be coming back on the 20th of December. But I don't even think he's injured, to be fair, because I reckon he's done something to upset Pellegrini. Okay, we're just going to go on to random other topics or news here. We're going to just start off by saying the Daily Star claims Diego Simeone would love the job at Manchester City if the opportunity arose. I'd take him on board, a very top-notch manager. Got to the final of the Champions League with Atletico Madrid, won the La Liga. Sorry guys, as I was saying, Diego Simeone's just won the Liga title with Atletico Madrid, and I take him with a click of a finger. So to end the series, or today's series, I will be just putting a little message out there from Paul Scholes. He has said that Manchester City now have the best youth academy within Manchester, ahead of Manchester United. So Manchester United legend has come out and said that. So that's always a sweet thing to say. So guys, this is Matchos MCFC News. Every Wednesday, be sure to subscribe here to get MCFC weekly updates. Cheers guys. Ta-ra!